Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today's video, I wanted to attempt, keyword there, attempt, to do a recreation of RawBeautyKristi. I have been watching RawBeautyKristi for a very long time, and I think that she's hands down my favorite beauty guru, beauty influencer, whatever you call them these days. But overall, I just want to attempt to be Kristi. I want to attempt to have her face on my face. I just think that she's so beautiful, she's so freaking funny, and you guys just need to check her out. So I can also link her channel down below so you guys can check her out if you are unfamiliar with her. I don't even know how that's possible, but she's amazing. And she's from Washington, so, I mean, kind of like her, you know. So yeah, let's just jump into today's video, attempting to be RawBeautyKristi. So starting off on the face, I'm not using a primer today. One, just because I find primers to be useless, and I think RawBeautyKristi still thinks that they're useless as well. So I'm not using a primer, but I am just going to start the base off with this guy right here. This is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion, and it just looks like a little poop. And I just like to dollop this on my face, and it just kind of starts off giving you like a nice bronzed look. Okay, moving on to foundation, I will be using the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation. I'm pretty sure I've used this in videos before. I actually really love this foundation, and I took this recommendation from RawBeautyKristi, so thank you. Applying that to a sponge, I'm just going to start dolloping that. Dolloping? I'm just going to start dolloping that on. Why do I keep saying dollop? Dollop of cream cheese. No. A dollop of daisy, yeah. It's really nice coverage, but it just makes your skin look absolutely flawless in photography and in real life. It just evens everything out really nice and leaves just like a very healthy looking complexion, hence the name. Okay, sweet, so foundation is on. I freaking love this foundation. My lips look like buttholes, but we're moving on here. So moving on to concealer. Today I'm using another recommendation from RawBeautyKristi, and that is the ColourPop concealer, no filter concealer. I think that's what it's called. My finger has just completely rubbed the name off. But it has really nice coverage to it, and I like it because it doesn't get as dry as the Tarte Shape Tape foundation. The Tarte Shape Tape concealer that I know I've used a lot in videos that used to kind of be like my favorite. I feel like everybody's favorite. But recently, it's just been making my skin incredibly dry, so I'm trying to avoid it now. Great, so now that we have the concealer blended out, I don't know if I mentioned, but this concealer is also extremely affordable. It's from ColourPop, so they're usually pretty affordable, but I think that it's like $6, like $5 to $7, I want to say. But it's really cheap, and it's a pretty good concealer if you're looking for a recommendation. I recommend this one. Moving on, I'm going to set the face now, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. You know, I don't hate this powder, but I've just am still on the hunt to find a good powder just because my skin can get a little bit dry. And I don't think I've found one yet. Then I just like to take like a little fluffy brush and put that under my eyes just because I feel like the sponge just doesn't really get it underneath my eyes very well. For eyebrows, I like to use the Benefit Goof Proof eyebrow pencil. Normally I use the tinier one, but I bought this one on accident. I really need to stop doing that to myself. And I'm just feeling the eyebrows. Remember before I dyed my eyebrows? If you guys used to watch my videos, which, I mean, maybe you did, but it's just so funny. I always do like a running joke, kind of like Glam and Gore. If you watch her channel, she's a natural redhead. I'm a natural blonde, but my eyebrows are completely non-existent. They're literally translucent, and I just started dyeing them myself, and it has literally changed my life for the best. So there's that. If you struggle like me, try dyeing them. Going on top of the eyebrows, I'm using the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Brown. And I've really been loving this stuff. It's just like a tinted eyebrow gel, but I like the way that it makes the hairs kind of stick up a little bit more. And I like the color of the product itself. I just think that it's pretty flattering. Okay, so now we're moving on to the hardest part for me, and this is just going to be a little bit more difficult for me because I have eyelash extensions in my eyes right now. They kind of get in the way when you're trying to do a dramatic look, so this is a test. Hopefully if I mess up, they just kind of cover them and you can't really see it. I feel like I would be a little bit better at this step if I didn't have them, but she is pretty much like the eyeshadow wizard, so we're just gonna pretend that if I fail, it's because of my eyelash extensions. So I am gonna prep a little bit. I'm just gonna put a little bit of concealer because with eyelash extensions, technically you're not really supposed to put like cream stuff around your eyeballs. But you know what, screw it. If you guys saw my review on eyelash extensions, it was my last video. I can have that link down below if you haven't seen it. But basically, I spoke my opinion on my eyelash extensions, and for the most part, oh god. For the most part, like, I like them. There are a lot of pros and cons to them, but I will never get them again. Okay, so now that we're set, we're ready to go, we're ready to do the eyes. I don't have Kristi's giant beautiful eyes. I wish that I did, but I don't. So she has a lot more real estate going on the eyelids than I do, unfortunately. I'm using this palette right here. This is the Juvia's Place, the Saharan by Juvia's palette. If you can see in this photo right here, I don't know if you can see it with the lights glaring, but it's extremely smoky and it's beautiful, and I'm gonna try to create this look. I'm nervous. So I'm going in with this shade color right here first. The Juvia's Place eyeshadows are pretty amazing if you haven't tried them yet. I know that they can be somewhat intimidating because they are really bright shades, but you have a lot of potential and the pigment is freaking fantastic on these eyeshadows. So if you haven't tried them, I really do recommend it. So I'm just using back and forth kind of like windshield wiper motions to start blending this in and really smoking this out in the crease. We don't have to be exact or precise or anything. What I like about doing videos like this is that I feel like in the beauty community right now, everything is so all about like the new products, what's out, like what's hot, what's new. And it's like, if you aren't someone who is like a makeup collector, or if you don't really have the money to be pumping out these eyeshadows, I just find it to be a little, not discouraging, because I mean, like, it is what it is. You can choose what you want to spend your money on, but I do just find that you can create, you know, close looks, if not the exact same looks, with stuff that you have in your own collection. To the next eyeshadow color, and we're going to go into this color right here. I'm going to take that, and I'm taking that like right into my crease. So I don't want to go too high with this. I want to go like right in the crease. Using those two and really focusing it in like the inner eye here, because it is like kind of looks like a halo, at least in that photo. And just focusing the darker pigment on the outer V, and then kind of here in like the inner corner. I didn't want to have to do this, but just to deepen it up a little bit, since the palette that I'm using doesn't have a darker color, I want to go into the Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette here, and I'm going to go into this darker shade right here, just to kind of vamp it up a tiny bit to the colors that she has. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And just kind of following along with what I did with that red shade. I'm going to put that definitely kind of like lower into the crease. Here. That's the color I was looking for. Just like a deeper, like almost like maroonish shade. Just to really smoke it out. The key to this look, especially if you're really fanning it out, is blending your little heart away. So I won't show you how long it is taking to blend, but just spend a long time on blending, guys. That's all I can say. Okay, so now for the hard part, we're going to cut the crease. And I'm just using a really tiny, tiny, tiny thin brush to do this. And I'm just going right on top of the crease. So I definitely got a little bit higher than where I had wanted it to go originally, but that's okay. I can definitely cover that up with the darker shadow once I'm done. But you can kind of see, I know it's messed up, but you can kind of see. So we're moving on, and now we're going to cover up my mess. We're going in with this kind of like greenish, goldish shade. Get in there with more detail. Like that. And I like to kind of look straight forward just to make sure that it is even. We're looking pretty fused together now. So I think I'm just going to take just those original colors and we're just going to apply that and really smoke out the lower lash line. She really, really smokes out the lower lash line. I just feel like when I go really low, like how she does, I look like a corpse, but I feel like lower lash line eyeshadow, ow, just kind of pulls the whole look together. Okay, so now I'm just gonna finish off the look by adding some contour in my cheekbones. She really loves to kind of carve out her cheekbones, so that's what I'm going to do. And then going in with a little bit of bronzer on top. Now I'm just going to add on some highlighter to finish off the look. And then I think we are almost done. So I'm just using a ColourPop lippy stick in the shade Psych. Hopefully this will go decently well with the shades that I picked. Okay, so that is going to complete today's look on my RawBeautyKristi inspired makeup look. I know I didn't do it justice. I blame my eyelash extensions for the failures that I did. But in all honesty, this was really fun to try to like recreate slash kind of put my own spin on her makeup look. So let me know if you guys like this look as much as I do. I think now that it's all come together, I think that I actually really like the look. The colors scheme, I was really happy to use this green slash goldish color because when I had the Juvia's Place palette, like when I first got it, I was just really nervous to use that. The color kind of scared me off a little bit. So I'm happy that today I got to step out of my comfort zone as well as try to recreate one of my favorite YouTubers' makeup looks, RawBeautyKristi. Again, check out her channel. If you guys don't subscribe to her or watch her videos, I highly recommend it. She's hilarious, she's beautiful, and extremely talented, and inspired this look today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, you guys.